Merry Christmas. There's one in every crowd, isn't there?
Santa is always with us.
Everybody want to do ho, ho? All right, there you go. Because you're clearing out your innards so we can really, we're going to do some serious singing. I want to say welcome to this. This is a special time of music and reflections in celebration of Christmas. It's going to be a different type of service than we normally have, and I know you're going to love it. And we're especially blessed because the entire service was lovingly and very enthusiastically created by the individuals that you're going to see participating. So you're going to see your community members really at their finest, and they're doing this as a gift to you. Julie Birch, Kathleen Franker, Jaron Nelson, LaTanya Hardy, Jay Poindexter, and Bob Teasdale. It's going to be a beautiful menu of wonderful celebration. And as a bonus, Julie Kashanti, where are you? Stand up, please. Julie and her brother John and her husband Richard have put together a special feast for us afterwards, special treats. They kicked it up a notch. When Julie does, it's always fantastic. And because of today, she let me know she's been working all week on this, just so excited and how she can treat us with her culinary wonders. So please do join us afterwards and enjoy it, because I know it's going to be just wonderful. I even brought some little take-home boxes for myself. Just saying, it's that good. So, to set the tone, I'm going to read something from Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the architect of our philosophy, our teaching of science of mind. He said, "Christmas is the most joyous day of the year because it is symbolic of the incarnation of the divine in you and me and everyone." And he continues by saying, "This incarnation of the living spirit, of the ever-present life, love, and beauty of God is not merely something that happened 2,000 years ago. It is an eternal event taking place in each one of us now and each day and each moment for the rest of our lives." So now, we are going to be doing some caroling, and we're going to be led by our wonderful Bob Teasdale, Jay Poindexter, Jaron Nelson, and I invite you to look for the words in your program, because we're going to be listening, and feel free to stand if you're comfortable doing that, and enjoy. Merry Christmas. Okay.
All right. Come on now. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. feeling the Christmas spirit now. Is everybody feeling the Christmas spirit? Yes! We're going to sing one more. It's one of our favorites around here, a thing called Go Tell It on the Mountain. Let's go. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Christ within is born. While shepherds kept their watching on silent flocks by night, behold, throughout the heavens there shone a holy light. Everybody, go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Christ within is born.
Some people walk in darkness, they yearn to see the light, but God is always with them and makes those shadows bright. So
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Christ within is born.
You know God lives within us. You hear it when we sing. It lives and moves right through us with all the gifts we bring.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Christ within is born. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Be kind to one another, that's God being kind to you. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Christ within is born. Yes, Christ within is born. One more time now. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plain, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. One more time. Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee, Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Oh, that feels good. I'm going to catch my breath after that one. So glad that you're here, because it's a time to be together. And so I wrote a song called Christmas Time Together. We got to do this one together. No one should be home alone at Christmas. Christmas is the time to share the fun. Time for snowy weather, that makes you want to cuddle together. And there's plenty of turkey and goodies for everyone. No one should be home alone at Christmas. It's the time of year for being with old friends. It's a little joy and laughter, that's what our hearts are after. And we wish that times like this would never end. It's a time to care for each other, give thanks for sisters and brothers, presents and bows and holiday shows, singing carols out in the snow. Yes, we're gonna have one joyful celebration. So come along and have a cup of cheer. No one should be home alone at Christmas. Let's let Christmas time together this year. It's a time to care for each other, give thanks for sisters and brothers, presents and bows and holiday shows, singing carols and out in the snow. Yeah, we're gonna have one joyful celebration. So come along and have a cup of cheer. No one should be home alone at Christmas. Let's spend Christmas time together. Who cares about the weather? Christmas time together this year.
Thank you. Wow. What a festive time we're having. So much energy and liveliness at Christmas time. Holiday time is a time for happiness and joyous celebrating. But it's also a time for quietude and going into the sacred space of our hearts. And so I invite you right now to pull out your program and join me in a reading of our declaration. It's on the inside cover. So with me, we are a spiritual center that honors all paths to God. Ours is a positive message, inspiring our possibilities and offering spiritual tools for transforming our lives and helping to make the world a better place. Here we can find peace of mind, belonging to a spiritual home, and a personal relationship with the God of our understanding. We are here to discover what we already know. Thank you. I invite you right now to go ahead and set down your program where it's comfortable and find a comfortable position. We're going to take a few moments to connect with that peace of mind, that place where the wisdom is, where we can really discover what we already know because we're listening to that still, small, sacred voice within us. And take a deep breath with me. And close your eyes if you're comfortable, letting that breath out and relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your forehead, letting go of any tension in your jaw, and noticing if some of the muscles are relaxing into a state of increased peace. And with another breath, nice and deep, and letting it out slow and long. Just taking a moment to notice if there's any place within you that is already feeling a sense of ease and peace. And noticing that between every breath there is a space. And so connecting with that space of rest, of peace between each breath. And allowing your attention to drift and float over your body. And if you notice any place that feels tense, relaxing it and settling into any feelings of relaxation or ease or neutrality that you find anywhere in your body. The more we relax, the more we create a state of equanimity, a peaceful, balanced place from which to move and have our being now and as we move in our lives. For when we increase our own peace, we become beacons of peace in the world. Grounded and centered in our peaceful place, we approach our lives from a more balanced perspective. And bringing your attention to your heart center. The manger is a humble place where the birth of love can come into being and grow. The manger of our hearts is a place where we can feel that divine loving connection that infuses our body, mind with a sense of peace and well-being. So put a slight smile on your face. Bring to mind something that you feel a deep sense of love when you consider it, a deep sense of peace and happiness. Something of great beauty, an activity, a person, or some time when you feel that sense of peace and that sense of love. We invite the realization of our divine core of loving peace into our hearts. We invite our awareness to know more fully that this peace and love is the truth of who we are. Into the manger of our hearts, we invite full realization of Christ consciousness, that part of us that is divine intelligence and love. Inviting it to grow within us, our awareness of this, so that we may fully embody our highest possibilities. Not just for ourselves, but for our community, to make our world a better place. When we are anchored in this core of peace, when we are anchored in this place of divine love, we are emissaries of good in the world. Every spot where we stand becomes sacred ground, and we realize that not only is this moment holy and this place holy, but our lives are holy. For the sacred is the core of who we are, and we honor that by living the presence, the highest possible presence of peace. So imagining now that love in your heart growing, taking a breath with a little smile on your face. Allow that light to shine in your heart. And take another breath, and with every exhale, allow that light to get a little bigger. Allowing our combined lights to fill the entire room. The light of love, the light of peace that shines through us from Source, allowing it to encompass the entire center here, moving on to encompass all of Sarasota. With every breath, allowing that light to grow bigger and encompass all of Florida. Encompassing all of the world, holding our dear planet Earth in light and allowing it to glow out and beyond. For Source is infinite, love is infinite, and our source of peace is infinite. We recognize this as a time of holy love and holy peace. And we give thanks for knowing this is the truth of who we are. And we let it be so. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees voices, oh night divine, oh night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another, his law, his love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his wake all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine.
That's a lot to take in. Thank you, Reverend Jay. So beautiful. This morning we're presenting a three-part talk, and it was a talk that was presented by Dr. Ernest Holmes during his weekly radio show. He used to have one of those back in the 40s. And this one aired on December the 25th, 1949. And it's entitled, Christ is Born in Us Today. This is part one, Shepherds in the Fields. The story begins with the shepherds watching their flocks by night. The angels appear to them and give them the good news that Christ is born in a manger and will bring peace on earth and goodwill to all men. The shepherds who watch their flocks represent those times we retreat into that quiet place within, watching and waiting for any spiritual stirring within our hearts. Holmes said, suppose we were to think of this as a grouping of beautiful word pictures meant to represent those experiences which we all have as we search for the meaning of life and try to draw ever closer to the divine presence which fills all space. As the shepherds were watching and listening to the revelry, the angels appeared to them in raiments of white light. Holmes suggests that the angels represent God's presence within us, telling us to fear not, for I bring you good tidings of great joy which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger.
We're going to ask you to sing along with us. You got another song in your song list there, Away in the Manger. Away in the manger, no grave for his dead. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the poor baby wakes, but little Lord Jesus no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my side till morning is nigh. Away in the manger, no crib for his bed. The little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
The babe is born. Jesus was born in a manger because there was no room at the inn. The fact that Jesus was born in a manger reminds us that we often receive our greatest inspiration in quiet places or simple times without the distracting glitter and glitz in the world. At Christmas time, we feel that inner peace and we extend our hands in love to our fellow persons. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the whole world. The shepherds made haste to find Mary and Joseph and the babe. This begs the question, are we also making haste to spread the good news of the divine presence we find within? As we deepen our faith, as we continue our personal walk on our spiritual path, we understandably want to share with others the joy and the love that we experience. This is when we are grateful for our spiritual communities with those of like mind. But we also want to share our joy with others whom we meet outside our groups.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you have delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you have kissed the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? And that sleeping child you're holding is the great giant. Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, 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 did you know?
Thank you, Jaron. Gosh. This is kind of like, by the time the service is over, I'm going to be bawling. Here come the wise men. The wise men, the Magi from the east, followed the star to the scene, bringing their gifts. These wise men represent our intellect, which searches for truth, as opposed to our feelings, the shepherds, which seek within our hearts. In our personal lives, we read our books and we discuss spiritual topics and we seek knowledge of the truth intellectually. We know in our minds that the holy babe of Bethlehem should be born within us. When the wise men found the babe, they fell down and worshiped him and presented their gifts to him. The pure gold of their heart and the beauty and purity represented by the frankincense and myrrh were laid before the altar of their Lord. That the shepherds represent intuition or feeling, and the wise men represent the intellect, is significant in that the intellect must join with the heart to fully experience the love, peace, and joy that is so generously bestowed on us through the Christ light. We must bring all that we have if we too are to see the light from heaven and hear the angelic voices and feel the glory and the power which belong to God's kingdom. The world today needs the heavenly light, the star to guide it, the understanding heart, and divine guidance within the heart. We are the shepherds of feeling and love, and we are the wise men of intellect following the star to where the hope and glory of life lies. As we remember this wonderful story, we all grew up with, we have the opportunity to apply its deeper meaning to our everyday lives. May the Christ light be born within each and every one of us. May we allow the angelic force and the celestial song of peace on earth to live within our hearts and shine forth to all whom we meet.
We're going to sing a beautiful song that Donna Michael wrote called I Am a Light in This World. So.
Words are in the program. Please
They are.
enjoy. Sing out.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
Everyone, for this beautiful, beautiful service. Go ahead, Julie.
We have a couple announcements, and then we'll have our offering and our closing song, our songs. I want to remind you that next weekend we have a special service where we will be releasing the old. And so please make sure and join us next week as you prepare yourself for a fresh start with the turning of the new year. We have a special speaker coming up in January. On January 13th, we have Dennis Merritt Jones, and he will be doing a workshop afterwards. So
No,
I'm
you
sure
won't.
there's.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
I,
so
I
sorry.
gave you the wrong information. I'm sorry.
All righty. Well, how about, what's the right information?
He's speaking that
Oh,
morning.
he's speaking.
Yeah.
Speaking, no workshop, but it's always a joy. It's always a joy to hear him speak. And I believe he's an author of several books as well. I have some of them. They're really good. And you can just download some samples on Kindle and try them out. They're excellent. All right, and the January Science of Mind magazines are back there, so don't forget to pick yours up. Start the brand new year with some brand new inspiration. And it is time for our offering. Just to reiterate, wonderful refreshments today. I'm always happy when we have anyone bring refreshments, let's face it, I'm always happy. But Julie makes some amazing truffles, so I hope she brought some today. They're decorated even. All right. So as we prepare for the offering, let us know that this Christ presence shows up especially by means of our holiday generosity. The love manifesting through our gifts to each other typifies the offering, the givingness of spirit to its creation. The hands of the eternal are outstretched through our hands and our hearts. And so take your gift in your hand. And with me, I give thanks
I give thanks
that I may share
that I may share
of my good,
Of my good,
my love,
my love,
and my support.
and my support.
And I give thanks for you and your continued generosity and giving, letting Spirit give through you to support this ministry. We're going to join now in singing Silent Night together. He's coming up.
And so we bless these offerings knowing that they are divine spirit energy in action, offered from the peace and love of our hearts, knowing that they are going to do good works for our center, our community, and the world. God in action, love in action. We bless these offerings, and we accept the good that they will do. Thank you.
So our theme for the month is peace. So will you join us in standing and closing and singing the peace song?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with thee. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was never companions all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let's try one more time. Come on, sing it. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, companions all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there be peace with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.